Warning, warning, warning. The weeboos and the middle class have risen up. Welcome to What is Up Indonesia podcast. Episode
Oh my
2.
God.
How was that for a hook? Was it good for a hook?
It was good. I was shocked. I was shocked. I didn't know he was gonna do that.
Yeah, he didn't. So guys, thank you very much. We saw your enthusiasm for the first episode.
Yes, thank you so much for the comments.
Yeah, and we're gonna go straight to it because you know how it is, algorithm and stuff.
Yes. So today, Indonesia Darurat. So you've probably seen the blue Garuda picture, and by now you should already know what it's about, right?
Right.
So I guess we want to talk about that and do a little reflection and among other things. But what's the first thing that we want to talk about, though?
First of all, I want to talk about something because this is the What is Up Indonesia podcast.
Yes.
And of course, most likely, those of you who watch us are Indo-Bules, Bulenesians, third culture kids, middle class and up.
Internationally raised.
So I'm going to address to you guys first.
Yes.
First of all, for those of you weeboos and people who follow What is Up Indonesia who came down to the street untuk demo, untuk suruhan aksi, for those who spoke up in social media, thank you. Okay?
We see you.
We see you, and I want to address straight to the point. Don't feel guilty.
Yes.
Don't feel gaslit, and don't feel attacked just because I know a lot of you got attacked. Oh, for money.
Yeah.
Dari dulu kok nggak pernah ngomong, now you guys talk.
Ikut-ikutan doang ya.
Doang. Kayak, where were you before? Ignore all of them.
Yes.
Okay, never feel guilty for speaking out on what you believe is true. Whether you are late to it, whether you're the first time, whether you are called FOMO. Hey, if there's one thing in this world to be FOMO about, is this.
Yeah, and even if, for example, it's your first time speaking out, and you made several inaccurate statements, or maybe sometimes you appear tone deaf, or you make some insensitive comment, I feel like don't let that stop you from continue learning, because I feel like making mistakes is part of learning, and for you to care and start to speak out and start to be more politically aware and educating yourself, that's already an amazing step. So shout out
to
you guys.
I know a lot of the WIUI team, you and your team came down.
And even this is my first time going to the street. This is not your first time though, right?
No, I was there in 2019 for KUHP.
Reformasi di korupsi.
Yeah,
yes.
And for me, it's not about first time, second time, third time. Like, this is not a battle of who's the more kita bukan ini loh, bukan dokter-dokter senior yang kayak, hey, lu junior lu nggak boleh. No. Alright, so now let's dig deeper.
Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about the people that we saw speaking out and going out to the street that usually never speak out, right?
So when I came early, so I came 9 o'clock in the morning. Look, if I talk about my experience, it's going to be a 2-hour episode because a lot of things happened that you guys didn't see in the media. Termasuk, there's this one viral clip that you saw me debating with the 98 activists.
Impostor. Berkemungkinan impostor.
Guys, gue minta habis ini kita ngopi ngeteh Indomie es jeruk apapun.
Boleh.
Oke? Please. Ini namanya vandalisme guys. Jangan dong. Please, kita sedamai mungkin, please. Ya, nanti kerja keras kita semua bakal dianul karena mereka bilang kita rusuh.
Saya nggak setuju itu. Nggak setuju.
Saya paham kita kok.
Ya, saya nggak setuju. Karena apa?
Saya paham.
Ini adalah ekspresi. Kalau kamu berapa banyak dana yang dimakan mereka? Kalau cuma chat kayak gini seberapa?
Saya paham.
Ini adalah ekspresi kekecewaan.
Saya paham.
Ya.
Saya
Ini bukan kita anarkis. Kita meluapkan. Ayo kita berdebat tentang bagaimana mereka memakai anggaran seperti itu.
Saya setuju anarkis. Tapi ketika emosi sudah begini, kita mencoba menenangkan diri sebisa mungkin.
Demo itu bagian dari ekspresi kita.
Saya paham, Pak.
Bagian dari ekspresi kita. Anda mengalami 98 enggak?
Saya tidak mengalami 98.
Kami menyerahkan nyawa kami, Pak. Kalau cuma vandalisme seperti ini, kecil artinya.
Santai, Bang. Santai. Tujuan kita sama.
Teman-teman, ini bukan pembatasan ekspresi kita.
Iya, paham.
Ini adalah ekspresi kita selama ini terkungkung oleh mereka.
Tujuan kita sama. Tolong. Abang ini tujuan sama, Abang.
Saya minta maaf pernah bermaksud membatasi ekspresi.
Oke.
Saya minta maaf.
Saya juga minta maaf.
Ini juga sering
Tujuan kita sama. Hidup rakyat! Hidup rakyat! Hidup Indonesia! Hidup rakyat!
There was a whole lot of context before, that clip.
Okay, I just want to say,
Yeah.
like, I'm so proud of you
Thank
for
you.
that.
I appreciate
you guys
it.
should watch it. It's
But
like,
please watch till the end. People always watch till the beginning.
yeah. Watch till
Yeah.
the end. I feel like that's a really good clip or like example of how to disagree, but then still keep it civil,
Yeah.
even when things are super heated.
It was
right?
heated, but at the end we hugged.
Yeah,
We
I
hugged
know.
and it was good. But
It was really good.
There was context to that clip. Like Cliff, our audio man, he was there with me. Before that clip came up, there was 20 minutes of something going on. But I'm not gonna explain about that. Let's talk about the people who went there.
Yes.
So shout out to all the comedians. But the comedians have always been vocal. Ari and the gang.
Yes.
Ari, Abdur, Mamat, they're all been vocal.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the people that very surprised us. Reza Radian. Reza Radian, when he came down, Reza is one of if not the best actor in Indonesia.
Yeah, the most sought after,
The most
like
sought after.
very high profile.
Of course, there's others. This is not gonna matter who's the best actor debate. We're not gonna go there.
No.
But Reza,
He's up there.
he's up there, and he played Habibi. He played like legendary characters in Indonesia. He's always been sort of, in my eyes, again, I might be wrong, Reza, I might be wrong. He's always been sort of quiet when it comes to politics. I know he speaks out about like equality in the movie industry. He's been vocal about other stuff.
Yeah.
But when Reza came down, and not only did he came down, he walked up in the truck
Yeah, and he spoke
and he spoke
like with the microphone.
with a
and everything.
microphone. It should highlight when people of his character with so much potential to lose. What do you mean, Andovi? He's already rich. He's already an actor. What people do need to understand in this industry, for those of you who didn't build your career in the political or speaking out genre, it is a big opportunity cost to go into these things. Okay, let me explain. I need to explain this. WIUI, What Is Up Indonesia, their foundation was always to speak out and educate on matters.
Yeah.
I'm generalizing here,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you get
yeah.
what I mean. So therefore, it's on quote unquote brand. It's on
brand.
point
Yes.
to speak out and talk about things. Therefore, yes, brands may be scared of WIUI. Yes, people might be like, but still, it's on brand. Again, I'm really generalizing here. But for people like Reza, this, in my opinion, Reza, again, I've met him several times. It's scary. He was even asked di Bocor Alus,
Yeah.
Mas Reza, gimana kalau, what if you lose your job because of this? And then he literally said, it's a risk I have to take.
Wow.
So please, and not only Reza, there are many other people.
Yes.
Raditya Dika. I know him personally from the Malam Minggu Miko days. Raditya didn't go down, but he Insta storied. What people need to understand is his one Insta story speaks volume
Precisely because he never.
because he never
Talks about-
speaks. Not because he doesn't care. I know Radit personally, he cares. But it's his personal decision because of family and stuff that he doesn't want to personally speak out. But Radit is very vocal. If you know him from his stand-up that's not recorded, he's very vocal. But the fact that he Insta-storied. So my question to you all is, when people who don't speak out usually speak out, what does that say about the current situation? Itu si Abigail.
That's
Itu,
true.
itu yang that's my argument.
That's
If you
true.
guys don't believe in us because Andovi always speaks out, he's always fucking vocal. Abigail always speaks out. Oh, okay, I get it. But just think about the people who's never spoken out
Yeah.
and speak out. Itu.
It speaks to the gravity of the situation and how big the political awareness is of the how of this problem that we're currently facing, I think. And I know that some people maybe, again, I think it goes back to what we were saying, some people might want to gatekeep activism.
Activism, yeah.
Yeah, some people might want to gatekeep activism, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, ngikut-ngikut aja nih,
Yeah,
mau
yeah,
apa
yeah,
segala
yeah.
gitu. But I think when it comes to democracy and when it comes to a national emergency crisis like this, we need literally everyone.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like Andovi
Yeah.
to participate, to go down the street and have a debate with an activist and things like that. You don't have to go that far.
Yeah.
Like I think just like Radit, for example, right?
Yeah.
Just simply sharing on his IG story or just do what you guys do, like with your own way. There's no wrong way to participate. Basically, that's what I'm
Exactly.
trying to say.
Exactly. Guys, ever since the dawn of time, the tactic of the ruling class has always been divide et impera, to divide and conquer. They know how to make a movement not as strong is to divide it from within. The Romans used it, the British used it. Since the dawn of time, every single big civilization has used divide et impera to do this. I always use this analogy. When you go to war, I always use this analogy, Abigail. When you go to war, I'm the analogy man with my very bad analogies. When you go to war, not everybody's going to be a frontline soldier.
Yes.
Some people are going to be the medic. Some people are going to be the sniper. Some people are going to be the diplomat who spoke 2 months before the war. Some people are going to be the general. Some people are going to be the logistics.
Yep.
There are so many ways to contribute. So thank you. That's all I want to say. For those weeboos who shared online and non-weeboos, whatever, who shared online, who did their part, who talked to their families.
Yeah, and I think it's important to acknowledge that I think middle class, middle upper class here in Indonesia, they're not really used to, like, they're still very a lot of them are still very unaware or not used to politics.
Right.
Because if you go to, for example, in the US, right, Dov, talking about politics is normal.
Right.
And
It
if people go down to the streets and they carry like signs and things like that, it's usually the middle educated people,
Yeah.
middle upper class, middle educated people,
Yeah.
usually, right? But here in Indonesia, going out to the streets are associated with riot. So protesting and riot, like a lot of people think that those two are the same.
Yeah.
Like protesting, here we almost never see middle class people go out to
Right.
the street and protest. It's usually the negative connotation is like, oh, those people are paid to do so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like it's gak ada kerjaan orangnya, you know?
God, like
And-
I actually canceled 2 jobs just to go there.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's exactly very, very refreshing, and I think it's really cool to see a lot of middle class, upper class people who started to speak out and actually participate in this.
By the way, again, don't get me wrong, I still have to give all the props. Yang menyelenggarakan itu adalah Partai Buruh.
Yes.
Right? So, listen, the reason why we're talking middle class only not is that we're making us to be the most important.
No,
because,
no, of course not.
Because this is the podcast WIUI. Tapi we gotta give it to the mahasiswa.
Yes.
All of the mahasiswa who came.
Of course, yeah.
Dari Partai Buruh, the people, the civil people. So again, I get it. There's, in my opinion, there's still the majority who do the brunt of the hard work. Don't get me wrong. But in the context of the What is Up Indonesia podcast, I know those of you who are watching are most likely middle class and up.
Yep.
Thank you. And okay, can I just add one point? I know this is long. We're gonna talk about this, and people are gonna be like, "Why are you guys?" Okay, Abigail. Sorry, by the way, we're recording this. It's a Tuesday, 27th of August. So right now, dari tanggal 27th of August to
2 p.m.
29th of 2 p.m. So from 27 to 29, it's the injury time.
Yeah.
Now all the parties are doing their
There's a lot of movement.
There's a lot of movement.
Constellations are changing.
Right. Keep on following. Now, maybe this is one of the last topics I want to talk about
Okay.
for the middle class. Is that there's no easy way to say this, Abigail. But
Oh God.
I've talked. You gotta be honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna use another analogy. Abigail hates my analogies. Some of you, I don't know who you. Some of you, I don't know the exact number. The reason why you're quiet is because more likely or not, more than like, whatever the term is, more likely or not,
More likely.
more than
not.
likely, your parents are involved. Let's not beat around the bush here.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you can't do whatever you want to do or speak out. Let me give you an example. Anaknya Caimin
Shout out Tara.
Shout out.
She's a weeb. She follows Wiwi.
turun ke jalan. Nah, terus kenapa anaknya
yes.
Caimin turun ke jalan? In the context of the constellation at that time, Caimin PKB was in the Kim Plus.
Yeah.
So imagine.
Context. Kim Plus is the coalition that are being protested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caimin is at that time and still is now Ketua Umum PKB.
Yeah. Chairman of PKB.
The
party.
fact that his daughter turun ke jalan speaks volumes. I understand a lot of weebus have the privilege and have the connection and have the parents or uncle or whatever or tante or whatever that are involved in this in a higher level that we don't understand. But if anak Caimin can turun ke jalan to speak out her truth, whether again I don't know the dynamics of the family, I'm not saying I do.
Yeah.
But that just shows that you can still speak out your heart even though your family might be on the opposite side or whatever.
Like you are still your own person. I think
There
that's
you go.
what you're
That's what I'm trying to say in a very long way.
Yes, I totally agree. And I think that's very brave of her.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah. So again, because I know, look, I'm not gonna name names. I know a lot of people who is like, Andovi, I want to speak out, but you know my uncle is this. I get it. Jangankan itu. I know a lot of people who work in the government that want to speak out. But they can't kena aturan ASN. There is an ethical code of conduct when you're an ISN where you can't
Civil servant, yeah.
Right, but there's this really good quote I forgot from who is that the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter who speaks it. It will always come out somehow. So that's it. So I think that kind of
Great.
Unless you want to talk about something else.
No, I think that wraps it up perfectly. I think we should talk about like briefly recapping what happened for those who are watching who are probably like,
What is happening?
what?
Like, what is happening? Yeah, no. Look,
I know there's a huge protest.
It's a huge protest.
A lot of celebrities came, but what is happening?
Okay,
So
let's recap it to the okay. The easiest way is go to What Is Up Indonesia Instagram.
That's
and just
right.
read. That's one of the easiest ways. But if you're too lazy to do that,
yeah, so we did like that one post that went super viral.
super viral,
Like insane.
crazy viral. But Abigail, please do the honors to recap this as singkat as possible.
So simply put,
There's no simple way to put it, but we're trying.
okay. So we're soon we're gonna have a Pilkada, which is a regional election where we choose our governor, our basically regional leader, basically, right? One of it is the most hotly contested is the governor, and when you want to. So for the Pilkada, there needs to be candidates, right? And for you to be a candidate, you need to be supported or put forth by a political party or a coalition of political party. Now, the original threshold or criteria for a political party to put forth a candidate is they need to have approximately 25% of the popular vote. So 25%. So that's a high number because no one political party have like 25% of like popular vote. That's why they need to form coalition. They basically need to hold hands with one another and put forth a candidate together. So that, for example, I have 10% and then Andovi has 15%.
You have to join together.
If we're in a coalition, we have 25%, so we can put forth a candidate together. So that's basically it.
And sorry, before you continue, is this necessarily bad? Not necessarily.
No, it's just
because it does promote that we don't fight and we find a middle ground.
That's true. And
in sort of an essence, yeah.
So that's the threshold, right? Yeah. Now the problem is, so remember the Koalisi Indonesia Maju, basically the coalition that supported Prabowo Gibran in the 2024 presidential election. That was already pretty big, right?
Very big.
It was already pretty big. I forgot. I think it was like 7-8 political party.
Yeah.
So it's called Koalisi Indonesia Maju. So Kim. But now they become Kim Plus.
Very bad name, by the way.
They added the plus because a bunch of other political party that was once in Ganjar's camp, that was one in Anies camp, joined them. Now, you're probably thinking like that should be fine, right? Like people should.
Fine. Why can't you join?
No, I mean if they like to hang out with Kim Plus more than Anies or Ganjar, they should be able to do that. But so there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. Basically, like a lot of people are saying like the Kim Plus is doing some this is allegedly doing some shady like trade-off
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes
stuff.
basically either giving offering like political party position or threatening political parties so that they join their coalition, basically. So that's allegedly, right? And so because of that, a lot of them join Kim Plus, and because everyone, literally like 12 political party joined Kim Plus, no, like what's left is PDIP.
And others like Hanura.
Very like, but they have very small vote percentage, right? Partai Buruh.
Yeah.
And so like, because every big player is in the Kim Plus coalition, no other political party can put forth a candidate to compete.
Right.
So they're like dominating the Pilkada. So they're basically eliminating the competition, so to speak. So it's getting very dangerous. That's why a lot of people started to talk about the blank box scenario, or kotak kosong, where basically like there's only one candidate running unopposed and their other opponent is basically a blank box, aka nothing.
And not only in Jakarta.
No, this is like for all over
all the daerah.
Yeah. It's all over the daerah. Now, and then suddenly, this independent candidate, Dharma Kun, he's not Japanese. It's like the combination name. This singkatan, they become an independent candidate. Now, what's funny is because nobody has heard of these couple, and for you to be able to become an independent candidate, you need to gather a lot
of KTP, like
KTP,
in
like
Jakarta,
ID
it's like
cards.
650,000 above. KTP.
Yeah, and nobody like, who is Dharma Kun, right? And when people in Jakarta started checking their ID card, in the General Election Commission's website, apparently a lot of their ID card has been used to support this Dharma Kun.
And this is not something that I heard. No, I literally checked my friend's KTP from Jakarta right in front of me.
Yeah.
And he was like, my God, my KTP is used to support. So this is not some like, no. I heard from someone. I saw from some.
And a lot of people spoke out about this. And even Anis's daughter and like children, basically, KTP is used to support this independent candidate, which is very absurd. And so it really puts into question, like, first, where did this independent candidate come from? Who is supporting this independent candidate? And so a lot of speculation and rumors started to brew, and one of them is that because Kim Plus doesn't want to appear like they're running unopposed. They maybe that again allegedly maybe they help this independent candidate to go forth, but it's like somebody that will never win against their candidate.
Never.
And so it's not exactly a blank box, but it's still a blank box. Except like the blank box is a person now. So kind of like that. And so it's, a lot of people are just pissed because they feel like the election is getting rigged and there's a lot of like dirty play behind the scene, things like that. And then suddenly the Constitutional Court made a very surprising
Uno reverse card.
Reverse card.
Like that, like out of nowhere.
And Andovi did a very funny skit about this.
Sini Pak, ini rencana rahasia kita yang kita ajuin di bulan Mei kemarin. Gara-gara putusan MK ini, kita nggak butuh koalisi-koalisi. Asal punya suara di atas 7,5% di DPRD, bisa majuin calon gubernur sama wakil gubernur sendiri. Mereka siapa?
Mereka koalisi kita. Lu baca grup WhatsApp nggak sih? Gue capek-capek bikin grup WhatsApp, lu gak baca?
Do you want to explain this part?
So basically, let me explain this part. Okay, this is going to be a bit confusing because a lot of people don't understand the MK ruling.
Yes.
There's a lot of context with this MK ruling. A lot of context, but basically, right? Around 2 months before this, remember I made a video where I was like, I have nothing against the guy. MA made a ruling.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
What is MA?
Mahkamah Agung. Okay?
It's
the equivalent is the High Court. I think so. I'm trying to find the English equivalent for Mahkamah Agung.
Supreme Court.
Sorry. Because the MK is the Constitutional Court. Sorry.
Yes.
Right.
So the Supreme Court
Right.
2 months ago in
Right.
June.
Made a ruling
Yeah.
that, oh, look, you can be 30 years old. You can be 30 years old before the Pelantikan. It's very complicated.
Wait. Okay, that's so right. Okay, wait.
Yeah, it's very-
Let me explain.
Yeah.
So, okay, another part of the Pilkada rule
Yeah.
is that if you want to become a candidate,
Yeah.
you need to be at least 30 years old.
Right.
Right. So that's the rule.
Right.
And then on June, like Andovi said.
30 years old by.
But when?
But when you want to daftar, when you want
Yeah,
to.
so that's not specified, I think.
Yeah, it's not specified.
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
just 30.
30.
So people obviously like the logical interpretation is like, okay, when you want to register as a candidate, you need to be 30, right?
Exactly.
But
right.
then the Supreme
The
Court
Supreme Court
now,
said the Supreme Court said
in June.
in June, no, you don't have to do that. It's when you can be 30 when it's lantik.
When you're inaugurated,
When you're
if you win.
inaugurated. Now, it becomes it becomes very.
Wait, WIUI has like a very funny meme video
Yeah,
about this.
yeah.
I'll put it up.
So it becomes very technical in which, oh look, when it's inaugurated, so that it opens a lot of doors for everybody age-wise,
Yeah.
right?
Because if it's 30 by registration, then you need to be 30 around this month,
Exactly.
but which is August 2024.
Yeah.
But if it's 30 when inauguration, then
It's February 2025.
there we go.
Right. And now, first of all, panjang ya episode ini, tapi first of all,
So
according to the law, the Mahkamah Agung does not, it's not in their place to do this. It's basically
Yes.
this constitutional court to do this. So that's not the number one.
okay, yeah.
That's the number one thing that's very cacat with this ruling.
Very sus.
Very sus. It's not in there. It's not. The analogy is it's not my right to say what we can post or not.
It's mine.
It's her right. And then
For
suddenly
example-
and then I suddenly say, no, Abigail, I can say what we post. That's the first problem.
And it got posted.
The second problem is
So, I wonder who's turning 30
Exactly.
later.
I actually read the whole putusan,
You did?
I read.
How many pages?
60 pages.
Oh my gosh.
And what they literally said is, I need to say it in bahasa Indonesia.
Okay.
Dalam semangat menjunjung tinggi anak muda bisa berpartisipasi dalam politik. That's what they said.
And you remember.
I remember. So why is this very interesting? Kalau anak muda, why are you just changing it from pendaftaran to pelantikan?
Yeah.
Why don't you just say, oh, 20?
No age limit.
No age. 25 above, you can say, oh, why not 25, 26, 27,
Yeah, or no
28?
age limit.
Or no age. Anak muda kan? Yeah, at least 17 above lah. At least KTP above. So clearly, if you're doing this for semangat anak muda, why is it a very technical semangat anak muda?
yeah.
Why is it only a 3-month
Yeah.
buffer?
Why is a very specific window?
Window. That's a very semangat specific window anak muda.
Yeah, and then people started to look, right? Who is not yet 30 but will be 30 in that very specific window, and guess who? Who Andovi?
Guess who? Kaisang.
Yeah.
Again, I have nothing against the guy. Again, I've already said this many times.
But it's just
It's very convenient.
it's just very convenient.
It's very convenient.
Yeah, like-
okay. Again, convenient. I love it.
And again, do you remember the Constitutional Court decision last year that is very specific again, and it very specifically allows Gibran, President Jokowi's son, to become vice presidential candidate, and he won. And now there's a very specific Supreme Court decision that very specifically, very conveniently also benefit President Jokowi's son to run for the upcoming regional election.
Okay.
So that's the context.
Now back to present time.
Yes.
The Constitutional Court on the 21st of August, I remember the date clearly in my head.
Yep.
On the 21st of August, okay, mengeluarkan putusan, a
Made
ruling
A ruling.
that states that no, the previous Supreme Court ruling about the age, nggak bisa, cannot.
No. Cancelled.
And also, there are many, but the two important ones are that, and remember the threshold 20% thing,
The
Kim Plus thing?
dominating blank box scenario
Right.
thing.
Supreme Court, Constitutional Court said, no, you can make it so that it's 7.5%.
Because remember, it was 25%. It was very high. That's why political party needs to hold hands. They need to form coalition.
Right.
But now they lowered it to 7.5%.
Right. So
What does that mean?
Why is this so important? Like, Andovi, Abigail, what do I don't get?
Okay, so first, that means now political party, some political party can put forth a candidate on their own. So like for example, the PDIP, one of the biggest, at first they have nobody else to form coalition with because everyone's already in the Kim Plus gang. But now PDIP, they get to put forth their own candidate for Pilkada because they have more than 7.5%, right? Second is that, and this is more on speculation, right?
Yeah.
Because so all these times, like all of that political party has been absorbed to the Kim Plus gang. But now some of the member of the Kim Plus gang can actually, if they go out of the coalition, they can actually put forth their own candidate and have their own
Candidate, yeah.
Have their own candidate. And so it opens the gate towards the political landscape and constellation to change drastically, basically.
Now, why is this important? Most of you are going to say, for those of you who are critical, was like, oh, so this ruling is very favorable towards PDIP. Yes, but not. It happens to be favorable for PDIP, but that doesn't mean it's not favorable for other parties as well. It's a very important concept, guys. Just because something is favorable for one party does not mean the ruling was made for that party. You get the logic? Okay. Now, why is this very important? It turns out, watch my Kim Plus video, for every ruling that the constitutional court have to pass, there has to be a gugatan before that. So who mengajukan? Who puts forth the gugatan?
Who put forth the judicial review, basically?
Who puts forth the judicial review? Now, this is the most funny part. There are two parties that puts forth the judicial review. One is Partai Buruh, which
Labour Party,
which did all the demonstrations, which they did all the demonstrations for yesterday.
Yeah. So, and they're outside of the Kim Plus.
And they're outside of Kim Plus. And the second one was Partai Gelora, which is inside the Kim Plus. Now,
but why, right?
But why?
Why?
So
why would Partai Gelora self-sabotage?
Why would Partai Gelora mengajukan gugatan, a judicial review that, if this context, if granted, really hurts the Kim Plus
coalition and domination over the Pilkada?
So there are many theories why.
Right.
The first theory is that Fahri Hamzah, Ketua Gelora, he's actually been very consistent about this fact since forever. So he's actually been very consistent about the fact that because his party is a small party, since way before he was like, no, you need to lower the threshold,
Oh, so he's like a pro lowering of the threshold person.
And he's been very consistent about this.
Right, okay.
Right? So it actually does not, it's for his track record, Gelora has been saying this since forever.
He stand low threshold.
Yeah, right. Now, the second part is, I actually read again the judicial review and Gugatan. I actually read everything.
Okay.
Here's the craziest part. Mereka mengajukan ini, they put forward the judicial review on late May, early June 2024.
So that's before or after?
Before
the
Kim Plus made any movement of coalition. So basically the timeline before, hey, let's so basically it's like there's no good analogy for this, but they didn't know, in my opinion, that there was going to be this kind of...
They just forgot about it probably.
Right. Because, hear me out. In May and June, PKS already put forth Anis and... I forgot his name. Aman. Jakarta
No,
Aman.
okay, so not put forth. They're planning. They're announcing they're planning on putting forth. Yeah.
Right. So basically, before the context, before the whole big Kim Plus coalition came forth, a lot of parties, including PKS, Nasdem, have already been like, okay, I want to put forth these candidates for gubernur.
Yeah.
I want to put forth these. So it's the language in Indonesian is senjata makan tuan. That's the language. I don't know the English proverb for this. It's like I don't know the English proverb for this.
I don't know.
Whatever. So basically, now that's why I made the sketch. By the way, I'm not gonna put out the names.
Yeah.
After I put out the sketch, people from the I'm not gonna put out names. People from the Kim Plus
Coalition.
DM'd me and messaged me.
How did you know?
They literally said, "Do you have a mole?
Oh shit! Seriously?
Do you have a mole?" Because this is exactly what's happening in the group WhatsApp. So whatever you saw in my sketch, it's actually worse in the group WhatsApp.
We should put this
the
later.
sketch.
Yeah.
And I literally answered back.
I can imagine, because imagine, right, like you have a group WhatsApp and you've been like scheming and you've been trying to like you've been lobbying
political
all
maneuvering, yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and you finally got everyone together, everyone that usually hate each other, and then there's this one dude in the group chat that went outside of the plan and sabotaged everything.
Oh my god.
Because he didn't read the group chat.
He didn't read the group chat or whatever it is.
Yeah, or whatever.
So basically that
it's
happened.
so funny.
So that happened. Panic ensued. Right? Panic ensued. Oh my god. A huge panic ensued.
Right, and you need to remember, right? So a lot of people have been pissed because the regulation seemingly have been toyed over and over again in favor of the current administration or the Jokowi family, basically.
And
from the presidential election,
exactly,
Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court, and things like that, right?
And contextually, when the Constitutional Court has ruled in favor of the current administration, the answer has always been from their side.
Yeah.
It's final and binding.
That's right.
They always say, Constitutional Court, it's final and binding. Even though the process of accepting the previous ruling has been marred with many controversies.
Yes.
Watch Dirty Vote. So even though
no.
the previous constitutional ruling has been very marred with controversy, the answer has always been final and binding.
And we respected the decision.
And we respected. We respected the decision.
Exactly. Now with this current constitutional
with the 21st
court ruling,
of August ruling,
that a lot of people consider this very progressive because it again pro-democracy, progressive, because again it lowers the threshold. With the current situation, it allows more competition and it allows and it will cancel out a lot of the blank box scenario all over Pilkada Indonesia, right? But not even 24 hours after that. Not even 24 hours after that. The DPR, basically
our lovely legislative body.
Yes, the House of Representatives did a meeting, right? They did a meeting. They wanted to revise the Pilkada law.
Okay.
And so they say it's not to annul or to cancel out the constitutional ruling, but they say it's to codify the ruling into the law. So they need to revise it. But you know how their meeting is live stream online YouTube for everyone to see, right? And so what everyone watch is that what they wanted to put inside the Pilkada law revision is basically to overturn the Constitutional Court ruling. First, they wanted to maintain the 25%, so they don't want the 7.5%. They say it's okay for
non-parliament
party, but for parliament party it needs to stay 25%. That's the first.
You know why that's important? Guess who is the only party right now with 7.5% above but a non-parliament? If you guys know, please comment below. It starts with a P, middle S, and ending I. Wow, what a coincidence again.
Very specific again.
It's only one party that's above 7.5% legislation.
Yeah.
But a non-parliament.
Yes. And the second one is they say that they're gonna follow the Supreme Court ruling back in June that it's 30 upon inauguration, not upon registration.
Right. So that's
where people.
That's when Indonesia went to shit.
People got mad.
Everybody's not. Why is this important? First, contextually. Let me just explain contextually.
Yes.
I have followed the DPR for many years. Gini aja deh. For me to meet Abigail, it's very hard.
Yes.
Imagine our DPR, who is very well known to sleep in the meetings, very well known to not take any undang-undang seriously or rapat undang-undang. Tiba-tiba, suddenly, holy shit, under 24 hours,
under 20
meeting secepat itu.
Yeah, for context, like
wow.
the sexual violence law that we wanted to pass took years. And there are still a lot of undang-undang laws that have been sitting there for years and hasn't been
Perampasan aset masyarakat adat
ratified. Yes. But here, less than 24 hours.
So we were like, wow. But this showed me something, Abigail.
Apa tuh?
If our DPR wanted to, they can work very well.
Yes.
It showed me, right?
Yes.
Right? You can work very well when there's something now. And the second thing is, what happened to all the final and binding that you guys put on all previous constitutional court rulings?
Yes, so a lot of people were mad at the double standards.
There you go.
Yes.
There you
So I hope you guys who are watching, who are still like, what is happening? I hope through that long explanation, you can begin to kind of understand. I know like some of you are probably still confused, but
people are lost. It's okay.
It's okay. Fine. It's okay. But that's basically, and this is the point where people got mad. I feel like it's because the constitutional court ruling, the progressive one, kind of give people hope.
Yeah.
I think it's because before that, people are already like, they were like,
down.
you know what?
Screw it. Yeah, they were like,
it's gonna be like Kim Plus gonna dominate, whatever. Yeah, but now there's hope, not because they're Anis fanboy or because they're PDIP hardliner. No, because they see that there's still a chance for opposition, for a healthy opposition, for a healthy choice, and for democracy to fight back. Basically,
exactly.
There's a chance to fight back.
Exactly. And just to put it into perspective, right now it's 27th of August, 1444, waktu Indonesia Barat.
Yes.
Up until this point,
yes,
Anies Baswedan has not been challenged by anybody.
Okay, so another context is maybe you're like, where did Anies come from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
So when we talk, so this is in the context of Jakarta gubernatorial election. So when we talk about the governor and vice governor election, time and time again, when through survey, it shows that one of the most popular candidate for a governor in Jakarta is Anies.
Yeah.
It's basically like almost all surveys says that. So it only makes sense for political party to want to vote to want to put forth him, right?
Right.
But again, if you remember, if you follow the presidential election, you remember he ran for president along with Cak Imin.
Yeah.
And so he has the backing of political party like PKB, PKS, Nasdem. Now all three are in Kim Plus.
All three are in Kim Plus right now.
So he is like, guys, I'm alone. And so he can't move forward. He can't become a candidate because nobody's backing him.
Right. And let me say this. I'm gonna put it on record in WIUI.
Okay.
If you guys think I'm doing this for Anies, you're completely wrong. Okay? I'm doing this for kepastian hukum.
Yep.
Even if Anies nggak maju di Pilkada karena no parties or gini, then that's life. But at least parties have the threshold yang bisa mengikuti keputusan MK.
Yes, I agree.
Do you get it? So whether or not Anies is calon is that's something else. We're fighting for the kepastian hukum. Kepastian hukum bahasa Inggris apa sih? We're fighting for the
law supremacy.
Yeah,
the supremacy of law.
Yeah, the supremacy to be clear and just. That's it.
Yeah.
So forget the politics aside. Whoever you want to vote for, I don't care. That.
Yes.
So please understand that. So yeah, Indonesia went to shit.
People are mad because they have hope, and then suddenly DPR wanted to take that away. People are like, this is our last straw.
Right.
And that's why people started posting the blue Garuda.
Shout out to Narasi for making
Peringatan
that.
Darurat. They didn't.
Oh.
It's not them. Do you know where it came from?
Oh, from a Weibo. Sorry.
Exactly.
From a Weibo, and then Narasi amplified it.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Narasi amplified it.
No, okay, so the original...
Yeah, let's talk about the blue Garuda.
Okay. We need to get this right.
Yeah, let's talk about the blue Garuda.
Hold up.
This is one of the best origin stories for a blue
God.
Garuda.
Where is that?
Okay.
One of the frustrating, all these lessons. No. It's here, isn't it? Okay, the blue warning post, the blue Garuda, came from a YouTube channel called EAS Indonesia Concept, and was originally posted in 2022 as a fictional emergency alert notice. And then it started to become viral because once people were mad, Weibo, like a literal, like people who likes anime,
Yeah.
a Weibo account on Twitter. Namanya Budi something. I forgot.
Okay, shout out to Budi something.
So I'm so
Forgot the
sorry.
name, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. But he's the first one to post it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a lot of other people posted it. But I do think that Narasi is one of the first media.
Big media that really publish it without any caption.
Publish it without any
without
caption.
Just publish
Yeah.
it.
Before Narasi, it was individuals.
Yeah, individuals. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
and I remember Mas Zen from Narasi DM me. I was like, WIUI post juga dong. And I was like, yeah, I posted it on WIUI too. Yeah. And so I think that's how the blue Garuda becomes the symbol of people's anger. And
So shout out to EAS Indonesia concept.
Yeah, and it just
And it became a thing.
Became
and
a
it became
thing.
with the hashtag Kawal Putusan MK. And God damn it, I didn't know, like, if someone told me in my bingo card of 2024 that the blue Garuda would be the symbol of movement and resistance, I would have never have guessed, to be honest. It's crazy.
Yes, but okay. So the blue Garuda thing, and then people started going out to the streets, including you, and a lot of celebrities who never spoke out before started speaking out. Even I saw a lot of my friends from university and from high school who never speaks about politics, who never posted anything about politics. They posted the blue Garuda and started like posting also like the WIUI explainer and things like that. So I think it really become like a big thing.
And a lot of musicians put it in their concerts.
Yes,
right, like
so
Feast,
cool.
Hindia, Nadine, Kunto Aji, like a lot of musicians put it in their concert.
Yep.
And then VNGNC and the gang, VNGNC put it like so you can download it. Like, correct me if I'm wrong again. You can put it offline in many.
Many
public
I have no
places.
idea. I feel like didn't he like
hack?
No, he didn't hack.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
he animated to look at to make it as if
Oh,
like
sorry,
a lot of
my
videos
bad, VNGNC. I'm so sorry, but again, my bad. So and he put it online. So it's crazy. This
sure, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
And yeah, like.
And another thing that so usually this is what happens. So at first, when the trend started to rise and people got to the street, there's a lot of consensus that people are angry and they're demanding the democracy to be upheld and things like that. And then we started to see a lot of counter narrative on the internet, right?
The counter narratives.
So your favorite dog.
My favorite.
Your
There's so many
favorite.
counter narratives. If I explain, it's gonna be a 10-hour episode. But there are very many counter narratives. I've made videos about the RUU Perampasan Aset counter narrative.
Yeah.
I've made an episode. Okay, which one you want me to explain? Just explain one.
You can talk about the RUU Perampasan Aset,
Alright,
right?
so basically, one of the biggest counter narratives is, kok kalian, I'm gonna, because these are the comments. Kok kalian cuma ngawal undang-undang Pilkada and not undang-undang rancangan undang-undang perampasan aset? So why are you only this but not that?
Yeah.
First of all, this is an excellent case of whataboutism.
Yep.
WIUI has made a post on whataboutism. Have you?
No.
Okay, which you should, because it's the number one attack counter narrative. It's not only that.
That's true.
The whataboutism has been shared, but not only that, it's like, what about Ahaye and Puan? They're also sons and daughters of this.
Yes.
What about this? What about this? Please Google on whataboutism is basically, I'm gonna botch this. Whataboutism is you take a topic, you take the focus. Oh yeah, she's gonna Google it, so she's gonna it's a better definition. Whataboutism is basically like there's A. What about B? So what this does is it takes the attention away from A and gets another argument on B, which is an actual separate argument.
Yep.
Just because you're talking about A and you're doing what about B does not take away from the importance of A and B. Like that's whataboutism in a nutshell. But I'm gonna make a whole video about whataboutism. But can you please read about whataboutism?
No, I couldn't get it.
But
I think
basically
it's
that.
fine. Yeah.
So it's gonna be long, but please, guys, for Weeboos, please comment below about whataboutism.
Yeah, and I think another common narrative is anak abah.
Oh God! Oh my God! I hate this. Guys, I've already made a video again. I made so many videos. Like I made a video in the car again. Okay.
So yeah,
I even opened who I voted for.
I know that's insane.
Because I was so tired of being called.
But you know that a lot of these counter narrative are probably coming from buzzers, right?
Yeah, most likely. It's insane.
So it's usually not a real quote unquote real
but
person.
it just takes my heart away. Like
Because you read the comments, don't you? You read the
I
comments.
make such hard videos and it's like anak abah.
you know, I made a video too, right? Like explaining this in Bahasa Indonesia, and it reached like 6.6 million on TikTok.
on TikTok,
I
yeah.
never read the comments. That's the secret.
The secret.
You don't read the comments. That's why when people are like, "Abby, are you okay?" I'm great. That's fine.
Except the What Is Up Indonesia podcast comments.
Yes, it's great. It's great.
We read that.
Yeah.
But like, damn, like so.
Oh, that's another. By the way, like
Yeah.
a segue. But that's lately, like the weeboos on TikTok for What Is Up Indonesia, they love it that we do this with English because the comment section is buzzer free.
Ah, I see. Okay. Let's hope that the buzzers don't come here. Please don't, please.
No,
please.
WIUI is a buzzer free zone. Please.
Please, I hope so. I really hope so. Let's keep it that way. Yeah. So that I mean, all these counter narratives. Listen, I don't mind if you're critical of the movement. That's not like if you're critical of a movement.
Yes.
Feel free.
Yes.
There's no perfect movement. Right? However, please don't just be a parrot of all the counter narratives and just spewing out things without knowing the reason behind it. There are actually some great counter narratives, to be honest. Right? There's some great. Like the one that I really like is this is just an example of transactional and pragmatic politics versus idealistic politics. If you go down the argument, it becomes a very healthy argument, right? But use your brain. That's all. Just
I think
don't.
There's another counter narrative that I think falls kind of like right in the middle of annoying, but also kind of like a genuine question, and that is the ones that are making the move are DPR, right? The House of Representatives, aka the legislative branch. Why is Jokowi getting blamed?
Yeah, that's another.
I think that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. In which, if you look at it on face value, that's a legit question.
Yeah.
However, for those who know the inner and back workings of what's happening without spilling any information, like there are people way smarter than me who know what's happening behind the scenes. And there are things that are involved behind the scenes in which you and I.
And I mean, you don't even have to go like that conspiracy.
It's not even
route,
conspiracy theory.
Because
It's
if you know how the legislative or DPR works, they vote in fraction,
There you
right?
go.
They vote in groups basically, and every single person in the DPR is a member of a political party.
exactly.
And it's everyone knows that even though it's one person, one vote in the DPR, when they vote for legislation, they vote as a group. So for example, if I belong to Partai Mat for Coffee, for example.
Thank you.
Uh, For example, me and Andovi belongs to Partai Mat for Coffee, right? I want to pass Regulation A, but Andovi, he's the head of Partai Mat for Coffee. He was like, no, I hate that regulation. I need to follow his instruction.
Yeah.
And everyone in DPR who is a member of Partai Mat for Coffee need to vote as a fraction of that partai.
Yeah.
Now remember, how big is the Kim Plus coalition?
Right.
How many political party are there? And they have an agenda to dominate the Pilkada. And so it doesn't have to be very conspiracy
It's
to
not very
see
conspiracy,
how like some people can pull the string behind for like this kepentingan and that kepentingan, you know.
All right. The next topic is going to be about Presiden Jokowi. It's going to be a long podcast, Weeboos, but let's stick with it. All right, let's talk about the Jokowi or hashtag Mulyono gate. All right. I'm going to talk about it from my perspective so you understand.
Okay.
In my context is, because I was in the demo, the signal was sort of bad for me. Okay? So I didn't know anything about Mulyono until I came back after the demo on the 22nd of August. And what's trending on Twitter was Mulyono.
And you were confused.
I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? Who's Mulyono?
Yeah.
Okay. Once I read, again, disclaimer, I'm not Javanese.
Yeah.
So there are many cultural and adat stuff with Javanese which I don't fully comprehend.
Yep.
So I thought in my hukum lens
Right.
that people were talking about Mulyono biya nga kena undang-undang ite. So in my point of view, this is like Indonesia konoha.
Right.
Indonesia wakan. So
yes,
in my sense,
yes.
so Mulyono is a way to not gena undang-undang ITE.
It's
That's
a code
my
name.
perspective.
Code name for
Now,
Jokowi.
Abigail, please explain what
Right,
is
okay,
Mulyono in a Japanese perspective.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read from my WIUI team, who is who's more familiar with the Javanese belief than me. Okay, so just to recap, some people on social media firstly on Twitter, uncovered how Jokowi was initially named Mulyono when he was born. However, his name was changed because he got sick a lot. According to Javanese traditional belief, this was a sign that his name was not auspicious. Hence, his name was changed in order to ensure he wouldn't become sickly anymore.
Okay.
So the people online basically discovered that according to traditional Javanese belief,
Yeah.
invoking of his not so auspicious name would also invoke harm upon him, as that name may be one that would actually give him harm according to clanic Javanese primbon cosmology.
Guys, just to be clear, I don't understand any of this. but and I
So
get
basically,
it.
yeah. So
I get it, but I don't understand it in a-
according to Javanese clanic primbon cosmology, so basically what they're saying is they figure out that actually Jokowi was born. When he was born, he was named Mulyono, but he got sick a lot, so the name was changed.
Got it. Yeah,
Because
got it.
according to Javanese belief, like if you got sick a lot, that means your name does not match you, basically.
Right.
And so people started calling him Mulyono because according to clanic Javanese primbon, invoking his original name may may invoke some harm to him also, basically.
Right.
So this whole trend of death naming him with the name Mulyono is actually one of the most +6-2 moment
That's
of
a very
this whole
Indonesian
thing.
thing.
It's so
I was
Indonesian.
so confused when I went back from the demo. I was like, what?
And
What?
I think you know how like people are like, yang rame cuman di social media. It's only like if people are saying it's only the educated elite who care about this. No, like this is when I started to realize like, it has touched, like it has permeated everybody because people are starting to use clanic Jawa
Right.
on this and things like that. So it's very Indonesian, I think.
Right. And what's interesting is this. There's no other way, Abigail. We need to talk about the family, right? We need to talk about the family.
Okay, you can talk about the family.
All right. So now after this, we got apart from Mulyono Gate.
Yes.
We got to talk about the private jet gate.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yes. That is also such a Indonesian moment,
Like,
man.
Listen, y'all Indonesians in netizen beat the CIA, in my opinion. Like how from one okay. Disclaimer: I am Andovi da Lopez. I am not gonna talk about. I have a principle as a man. It's a very personal principle.
Yeah.
If I am going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about Kaisang. I'm not going to talk about his wife. I don't think that's my rana to talk about. Cause
you're just gonna talk about the plane, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the plane. So I want the plane. I'm not gonna talk about wife because it might be seen as a guy hopping on a girl. Like, I don't want to do that. Okay. If I have to pick my battles, I want to pick my battle with Kaisang only. I'm not gonna go for his wife.
Well, I mean, the plane involves both of them.
Yes. So they basically Insta-story the plane, and then the people figured out that it was a private jet.
Yeah, it was a window of a private jet.
A window of a private jet. Sorry. Basically, it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, because people are wondering, like when the country is experiencing mass layoff, economics is not doing very well. People are protesting on the streets. Here we have Kaisang, Jokowi's son, and his wife having a luxurious trip to the US with a private jet and things like that.
And my point, I'm going to have a hot take on this. People don't talk about this.
All right.
Jokowi came from nothing, whether you like it or not. He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He came from nothing. People make fun of him for being a tukang kayu, which for me you don't have to make fun of him. He was a tukang kayu, and it's an honorable job in my opinion, and he worked hard to become where he is now. If I had to make another video like Situasi Kim Plus video I would make another video called Situasi Istana Negara sekarang.
Okay.
Jokowi has built his brand to be merakyat, which he is. After 10 years of being a president, you get power and stuff. in one day, in my opinion, that branding just hancur. All your life as a presidency, if there's one thing you cannot take away from Jokowi, Jokowi has made this branding gua merakyat. Whether you disagree or not, whether he plays from the back, branding ini adalah gua kerja merakyat.
Yes.
It's such a Shakespearean irony that it's undone by his youngest son. That's my point.
And through like the antithesis of merakyat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I was Jokowi, I would call like, dude, I worked all my life to get my branding to be merakyat, and I am merakyat. He's not faking it. He is, and it's undone for one Insta story. If someone told me in 2019, if someone told me in 2019 in a 2024 bingo card, that the fall of this thing would be because of one Insta story in a private jet, I would not believe you guys. Like honestly.
And okay,
like you get my point, right?
I get your point.
It's such a Shakespearean dramatic irony.
And this is not you minimizing the entire thing to a private jet.
No. I'm not,
but
yeah, right.
I get what you mean. It's like a poetic irony of how it's the antithesis of his branding again.
It is antithesis.
And I think this is such a huge blunder too, because if we can talk about like our long ass explanation about like the Kim Plus and the constitutional court, and a lot of people may not care, right? They're like, so what? But when they see the presidential family doing like this luxurious trip and flexing this wealth, like a lot of people started to get pissed.
Yeah.
That usually maybe they don't get pissed because of the political stuff.
Right.
And so it reaches more people, I think. Yeah.
And guys, look, everyone, you have the right to flaunt whatever. Look, I don't care.
No, it's fine.
I don't care. But there needs to be a thread or mode of empathy and sensitivity to what's going on in your country right now.
And it's not just that, though. I think it's because if for example, Kaisang and Erina are conglomerates, businessmen, and they use private jet to go to the US, I feel like nobody would care.
Yeah.
But people are questioning, where does this money coming from?
Right. And people are also questioning it. Look, I don't have the exact, but it becomes a gratification issue.
No,
it becomes a whole thing. It becomes a whole thing. And it's just that lesson learned, ladies and gentlemen. What you post online really can, and this applies to me. This applies to Abigail. It applies to everybody.
Yes.
And I just, man.
Yeah.
I kind of feel. Look, I know this is gonna be a hot take. I kind of feel a bit sorry for Jokowi in this sense. He's worked so hard to build his branding, and it's just overnight. It's just. I mean, in 2014, he literally said, "Jokowi adalah kita. Kita adalah Jokowi."
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. Man, in 2014, such a different time.
Right, and like, I'm not gonna go into the arena stuff. I'm not. Whatever.
Sure.
Let the netizen do their thing. But empathy and sensitivity online is needed.
Yep.
I guess that's my point. I'm trying to say.
No, I totally agree, and I guess I want to ask you. So, throughout this whole experience, right? If let's say, if suddenly today, for example, the DPR suddenly ratified the Pilkada law, or Jokowi suddenly releases a perpu that reverses the whole thing, because he still can.
He can perpu until 29th of
Yeah,
August.
he still can. So we're not in the clear yet, for example. And then everything that was fought for is for nothing, because right now actually the KPU, the General Election Commission, has updated
according to the Constitutional Court,
the rule book for the election. So people say that, okay, so this is pretty much like the nail in the coffin, that the Pilkada is going to follow the Constitutional Court ruling. But for example, if suddenly, right, midnight,
there's an extra time, injury time,
whatever.
Or if it's perpu, if it's this, it's
and
that.
then we just have a bunch of blank boxes, Pilkada, and Kim Plus dominates once more. Do you think all of the Blue Garuda people going out to the street, people speaking out, is for nothing? Wasteful?
Not for nothing. I think it's gonna spike another. I think it's gonna be another benzene,
Oh.
a spark to the fire. I think
Yep.
the Blue Guardia is gonna transform into. An analogy is gonna become something
Right.
bigger.
Okay.
The mo-
Okay.
I honestly think so. If I'm not saying there's gonna be, if there's an injury time or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, like.
Well,
Can I just say one more thing, Abigail?
yeah.
I gotta address this fact.
Okay.
One of the counter narratives is salahnya apa Kaisang dan Kaisang dan Gibran maju.
Yes.
Right? Look at our history. Puan Maharani anaknya Megawati, AHY anak SBY. Guys, I never said that just because Puan is ketua DPR and AHY adalah di Demokrat, I never said that it's good. Never said it. However, whether you like it or not, no law was changed. At least on paper, on our undang-undang.
Yes.
No law was changed for Puan to become DPR RI and AHY to become whatever he is. I'm not saying that Puan is a great ketua DPR. I never said that.
Yep.
This is a fact. Laws were changed for Gibran. Almost was changed for Kaisang. Now you can have another argument where the other argument is laws are not set in stone. You can change laws. Agreed. Laws can be changed, but laws can be changed in the proper procedural manner,
Yep.
in the proper constitution. There are ways to change the law the right way. Please do your research. When the laws were passed for Gibran and when the law was almost passed for Kaisang, was it done in the proper and right way or not? If Kaisang runs 5 years later or next year for whatever, go for it. That's why that's what.
Like why now?
Why now? What you should ask yourself is why now? Kenapa ngebet banget sekarang? Itu. Is it because they love democracy and they want to be pemimpin? Maybe. Who the fuck knows? Maybe. Or is it because of something else? Please just ask yourself that.
Yeah.
Kenapa terburu-buru? If they did it in 5 years later, people would have done that normal shit. Like, kalau dinasti politik anak aja, but nobody would have been so mad like now.
Yeah, people are
because they
mad.
follow the rules.
Yeah.
Itulah Abigail. I'm sorry, I can't.
No, but I think that's very valid because I think we've never seen well, at least for me personally, political maneuver that's this blatant. They change the rule again and again and again. You know, it's almost like a desperate act. If you're asking, like, why is it such hurry? So that is the real question that everyone should be asking actually.
Is it because there's three reasons. I'm gonna tell you the three options.
Oh gosh.
One, it's because they really love their country and want to become a great Pilkada, great ketua, either gubernur, wali kota, wakil presiden. That's one.
Yeah. Okay.
Second, they don't want to break the chain of power. Third, they're hiding something. Those are the three. They're hiding something so that they don't want something to be seen if someone else comes into power and breaks that chain of power. There's three options. Pick which one. Okay, guys, we've talked for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Comment below. Criticize us.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Criticize us.
Let us know your thoughts about this.
Let us know your
thing,
thoughts.
This whole crazy thing.
I love reading your comments. The comments before in the first episode was amazing.
Please keep it on topic.
Please keep it on topic. Yeah. And we've read your comments. You wanted Panji to come. There was other people as well. There's this
Kajo.
Kajo. He's never been here. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we are reading your comments.
Yes.
So yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it. See you in our next episode.
See you in our next episode. Semoga negara ini baik-baik saja. Just like the counter narasi says. Right? Indonesia baik-baik saja.
But Indonesia baik-baik saja.
Nah, but all good. Peace out. Dah.